Hi. So my name is Lauren Sasseville and I'm a Girl Scout and I currently live overseas in Turkey. So for the past few months I've been working on my Goal Award, which is aimed at helping Syrian refugees and elementary age children in my local community become more educated about dental health. So in the meantime that I've been working on this project, I've learned a lot, and especially about leadership skills, and I've grown as a person. So, helping the young children started off by creating 5 different skits, and they're each about different facts of oral hygiene, what you're supposed to do. So, for example, it'd be brushing twice a day, flossing daily, brushing for 2 minutes, and then at the end we had a summary. So, with the help of my team, which was composed of a couple of my friends and actually my friends who helped videotape and played as actors in the skits. They were the ones that helped build the entire thing. So, with their help, I created those skits, and later on, I emailed them to different schools in my local community to have them shown to their elementary students. At the end of the skits, they were given a couple of surveys, or no, a survey with a couple of different questions. So, the questions would say, have you learned anything new from watching these dental health videos? And also, do you think that you will apply these skills to your everyday lives? Actually, 118 kids out of 139 said yes, that they have learned new information from these skits. And then 125 out of 139 said that yes, they will apply this new knowledge to their everyday lives. So I think that on that in itself is a great success, considering my project was aimed exactly to do that. So the other part of my project, because it's a two-step project as I previously mentioned, was helping the Syrian refugees. In Turkey, Syrian refugees are a huge issue. And so I moved here last year, by the way. So moving from the States, I remember seeing them on the TV all the time, and I didn't have a personal relationship with these people. But coming here, living in this really nice house, and then going downstairs and walking outside the street and having them beg me for money totally changes people's, or at least in my case, my own personal opinion and view towards these refugees. Seeing how helpless they are and how much they're in need really made me want to make a difference. And so as a result, I worked with local Turkish dentists to get supplies from one large Turkish company called Ipana. Ipana is really popular here in this country. Anyway, so with the help of Murat Bilginer, he helped me get a lot of toothbrushes and toothpaste supplies, along with Dr. Narge, who gave me toothpastes. Now, this was really helpful, but trying to communicate with them was a little bit of an issue. So, after having failed phone conversations that took on a couple of hours at least, trying to get in contact with them and, establishing a relationship with them, I finally realized that, hey, this isn't working, and I need to find a person who speaks Turkish. And so, because this year I've also been working at the medical unit at the U.S. Embassy of Ankara, I spoke to a local hire named Sevil Inci, and she gave me, or she didn't give me, but she helped speak to these doctors and help coordinated and translate for me what I wanted to get through to them, which was asking for donations. Without her help, I know that I wouldn't have been as successful in reaching my goal. That's just the truth of the matter. So, I also created a little card, probably about this big, and had different facts about dental health on the card. For example, signs of gingivitis, uh, let me see, signs of gingivitis, how often to brush, the same stuff that I put in the skits they gave to the children, along with gum disease information, especially telling them, hey, if you have these signs, you need to get in contact or tell someone. So I put a card in there, and I had it translated to Arabic because the Syrian refugees speak Arabic. They don't speak Turkish, except for a very little few, and they definitely don't speak English. So I spoke to Basma Blanky, who is a professional translator at the U.S. Embassy, and with her help, she translated what I wanted to say into Arabic. And so I put that card, or that information on the card, and then I printed it out with hard, like a thick card, so it's not flimsy in paper, so that they're going to last for a long time. I think it's called cardstock. So I printed it on cardstock, and then I put that, a toothbrush, and two small things of toothpaste about that big. I think it's 15 milliliters. And I put that in a plastic bag, and then I closed it up. I think I made about 250 to 300 of those. So later, I had to pass them out. So I spoke to, so a local community thing is that it's called Syrian Refugee Lunch Making for UNCHR. And so a bunch of local women from different community groups, so not only the American group, but also the European group or the Turkish group, they have a lunch schedule, and they each make lunches each day. So the first day I contacted Ashley Pipes, and she was great, but however she was out of town. So then I contacted the second person who works in the group named Hend, and so Hend was really helpful, and I was able to make lunches with the women, American women, or within the American community. There are also other foreigners there as well, and so we helped make lunches. I think 220 lunches more or less. And we made them. I put my supplies in the bag with the lunches, and then we went to the Syrian refugee place and passed them out, or the center, Syrian Refugee Center, and passed those things out. However, the next day, I worked with the European women's group, which was, I think, Turkish women, Kazakhstan women, a Bulgarian, Danish. It was a different group, very different, diverse. And it was definitely more of a personal experience with the refugees, because instead of like the American woman who just pack everything in one bag and then just, hand it out, these women would individually give the pieces of the sandwiches and the apples and little sweets out to the refugees. So in effect, you get a stronger relationship with these people, because you're not just standing there for 5 minutes in and out. You're actually there handing it out, and it took about 30 minutes to hand out these lunches compared to yesterday's. So I definitely established a greater connection the next day, the second day, than I did the first day. However, when I was passing out the lunches the second day, and I gave it to the young children, it was amazing to see the reactions on their faces, because it's nothing that I've ever experienced before. The fact that they were so happy just to get these toothbrushes and toothpastes really showed me how fortunate I am. So that was my project, and now I'm going to talk about the do's and don'ts of your Girl Scout project. Definitely have a more pessimistic calendar, because for me, I didn't plan for a lot of things that I should have. I did not plan for the travel time of the donations. I did not plan for Turkish holidays such as Bayram. I think we had Shekar Bayram most recently. I might be wrong on that. It might be Blood Bayram. But definitely did not plan for that. So because of that, I was put back a couple of weeks. I also didn't plan for how long it would take to get my proposal approved, and so that set me back a week, and I should have. That was my fault. So definitely have at least, I would say, a month to add to your schedule just to be sure. I mean, no matter what, it's rather be safe than sorry. Also, uh, I would say that if you're just starting your project, make it about something that you love. I mean, I did something that I love, helping people and focusing on something that's to do with a medical issue, uh, helping with Medicare, making sure that they won't need that in the future. So do something that you love. Don't do something that you're just choosing because you're like, oh, it's just a gold award. I just want to get it done. I'm kind of don't really care. Please, really, it'll help yourself and it'll make such a big difference on your life because of this project. Okay, let me think. Yeah, so calendar, do it about something that you love. If you're in a foreign country like I am, make sure that either you speak the language or you have people that can help you translate and communicate with the other local hires or people that you need to talk to. Another thing is to make sure that you show how thankful you are for everyone that's helped you. Make sure you send out thank you notes or reward your team. So, for example, when we were filming the skits, everyone's kind of tired. They're like, oh God, how many more times do I have to reshoot this? I'm kind of done. But at the end of it, for example, I rewarded them with Popeye's chicken just because, we're kids and we just want to have fun. They were so thankful for it, and it kind of showed how thankful I was, and that the fact is without them, I wouldn't have had a good project. Also, communication is so incredibly important. I'm not talking about the translating type of communication, how you need someone to help you if you're in a foreign country, but I mean emails and letters and calling people. Okay, you can't play phone tag. I went through that for a little bit and I was like, oh, this just isn't working out for me. I am not getting anywhere with my project. So that's really important. And please answer other people's emails. And if they don't answer your email, then make sure you just kind of prod them and resend another email saying, hey, did you get my last one? Because maybe they just saw it, opened it, and then forgot to reply. It happens, okay? It happens. So when you're working towards your goal, that's a really important thing to do, the communication part. One thing that I would change is definitely maybe I should have focused on a different age, or not a different age demographic, but one age demographic or one type of demographic. So instead of focusing on both the young children and the Syrian refugees, then I could have just focused on the Syrian refugees, for example. Because the Syrian refugees, not saying that they need more help than children, but they kind of do. And also because I believe that if I focused on one demographic, then one would have benefited greatly rather than just benefiting them a little bit like I did at this project. So that's my thoughts on that. Another thing is that my impact I definitely see. So for example, because of this new information given to them about dental health and correct oral hygiene practices, both groups won't have to face low self-confidence, pain, and paying extra money for the dental treatments due to their tear. If they keep continuous maintenance on their teeth, then they will never have to suffer any of this, unless there's some circumstances that happen, getting hit in the mouth or something like that. Gingivitis is very preventable, especially if you just keep brushing your teeth and make sure that you're flossing. And because of this is exactly why I know that the Syrian refugees don't have availability to toothbrushes and toothpaste. So with that, then they won't have to worry any more than they already do with their current condition of being poor and having to beg on the streets or collecting trash just to make a living. I see that every day, and I can't imagine what I would do if I was in that position. Um, Another thing is that because of this project, I know that young children will be able to pick up these practices at a young age rather than learning them when they're older and then already having pain in their mouth or cavities or dental decay. So I think that's really beneficial. Helping local children, especially because I'm in such an international community here, will definitely help spread this knowledge, I believe. Because when they go back to their home countries, what if their friends don't have the same oral health practices that they do? If you sleep over at a friend's house and you're sleeping and then you're about to go to bed, or sorry, you're about to go to bed, you wake up, you take the toothbrush and you're brushing your teeth, and then you see your friend just go straight to bed and you say, "Hey man, like you don't brush your teeth?" The guy says, "No, I only brush it once a day." Hopefully the kid who watched the videos will be able to tell their friend, "Hey, that's not healthy. You should probably brush them twice a day." Um, Let me think. I was gonna say something. Oh, okay. So my friend, Sophie Engstrom, who's actually an actress in the skits, she went to one of the schools, the British Embassy of Turkey, and it's a school here, and that's one of the schools I showed the skits at. Just saying. Uh, she went there during the summer to help film a info video for my local embassy, the U.S. Embassy. And when she went there, a bunch of kids were like, "Hey, you're the tooth lady," because they remembered her from the videos. So I think that the fact that they remembered her from the videos shows how much these videos actually did have an impact on the children. Because if they weren't paying attention, they just wouldn't have recognized her. So I think that's a really good sign, and just from hearing that made me so ecstatic, and knowing that my project was efficient and that I was successful in achieving my goal. So hopefully, younger girls who are learning and attempting to do their projects will take something from this video. I don't know. I mean, I know it was a lot about myself, but if you can take my story and then maybe get ideas from it or build off of it, that would be awesome. And listen to the warnings and the pros and the cons that I gave. Um, so yeah, I hope that this is a help. And I have actually achieved my bronze award, my silver award, and hopefully my gold award with this approval. And I think that because I've done the previous two, that it's really helped me as a person, as a leader, and especially to complete this project itself. So I'm happy that I've done that. And if you're a young Girl Scout, 7th grade, and you're just getting into it, I really suggest to you that you should start working on your bronze award. Or 6th grade, I think I might have completed that 6th grade. So I really suggest, because trust me, you will not regret it. It'll only open more opportunities for you, more windows, and it's really good, honestly. I know that it'll seem like a lot of work while you're working on it. You're like, oh, I really don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to send out this email. Oh, I'm so tired of doing this. But trust me, please listen to me, okay? It will be so worth your while. So that's the end of my almost 20-minute rant, and I hope that you've taken something from this project and from this video. Alright, so remember, my name is Lauren Sasseville. I live in Ankara, Turkey, and I'm currently a senior, or a rising senior, at Ankara ESHHS, and I hope that you've learned something. Okay, bye. Oh, bye this time.